The immune system is not one thing, it's many systems. We have the skin is part of the immune system. The respiratory system is part of the immune system. The circulatory system is part of the immune system, as is the endocrine system, and it goes on and on. And so one of the great things about yoga is we have the capability to touch all of those systems within our practice. And that's one of the reasons research is showing that yoga is very, very beneficial for keeping the immune system supported and strong. The immune system already works, right? It's a beautiful, magical, amazing system. All the systems of our body are. But we can go inward, and we can really support these systems through the breath, through regulating our nervous system, which is also part of the immune system, and by amping up our circulatory flow and our lymph flow. So with those things in mind, let's start with a little bit of a gentle meditation. Go ahead and close your eyes, or you can just soften your gaze towards the front of your mat. So you want to do what feels safe for you. And you want to feel the spine really illuminated here. So I'm kind of reaching through the crown of my head as if I had a cord that was going up through the center of my body and out the top of my head, and gently lifting and stretching the vertebra upward, okay? I'm going to just let the shoulders sort of drop down away from the ears. And then you're going to bring your hands to your belly today. So place one hand on your belly and then the other hand on your belly. And start to notice what's happening under the hands, under the palms. As you breathe in, you feel the belly expanding and the lungs expanding. And as you breathe out, the belly's going to pull inward. So continue a few times with this breath. And as you're breathing on your inhale, just say to yourself, I am breathing in. On your exhale, I am breathing out. Continue with your own breath. I am breathing in, feeling the belly rise, and I am breathing out. I'm taking a few more rounds of this breath awareness practice. And what we're actually feeling is the diaphragm, the dome of the diaphragm moving up and down. And as it moves, it starts to stimulate the lymph system. And it also starts to relax the nervous system. Let's take two more. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. One more in and out. Good. And then just release your hands from your belly and bring them up right above your chest. And I want you now, this time we're going to do what's called a 3-part breath. So we'll start by breathing in the belly, and then feel it move up into the lungs, and then feel it move up into your hands. And then as you exhale, you're going to go down the other way. Chest, mid-belly, lower belly. So this takes a little concentration. Inhale, lower belly, mid, lungs, and then almost feel your chest lifting into your hands. Good. And then exhaling. Go with your own breath if it's different than mine. This takes a lot of concentration. You might want to keep your eyes closed. 2 more. If you can, lift the breath into the chest without lifting the shoulders. Last one. Inhale, nice full 3-part breath. Exhaling back the way you came. And then let your hands come down onto your thighs with the palms facing upward for a moment. And just notice how you feel. Good. So yoga is about bringing awareness to what's going on in the interior of your body. And breath practices like that, even just for a few moments like we just did, can be really, really helpful to build that awareness. Okay, let's start with our arm vinyasa. On your next inhale, just lift the right arm up alongside your ear. Get really, really tall here. And then as you exhale, lift the other arm up as well. So we have nice axial extension in the side waist. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and bring your hands to your knees, crossing your right elbow over your left. Take another inhale, go ahead and lift the left arm up alongside the ear. And then as you exhale, take a little side bend over to the right. Just a little one, we're just warming up. Inhale, come back up. And you're gonna twist now to the left. Bring your, twisting to the left. Fingers come behind you. And then come back to the center and sweep both arms up. And this time cross the left elbow over the right. Good. Inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, take a little bit of a bend over to the left. Inhale, come back up to the center, and exhale. You can grab to this front knee and you're gonna twist to the left. Good. Inhale, back to the center and sweep both arms up. And then exhale, bring your hands down and let them fall onto the front of the knees. We're gonna round the back now. So really curving yourself into a C. And then as you inhale, move your chest forward and look forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's do that again. Rounding the back, chin towards chest. And then inhaling, coming forward and squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good. And then come back to the center. And once again, we're going to reach our arms up towards the sky. Nice axial extension. Exhale, bring the right elbow over the left. Inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky. And exhale, take a side bend. Maybe you go a smidge further this time. Inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, move into your twist on the left side. Inhale, bring the arm back up and let the other arm join it. Lengthening in the side waist, and then as you exhale, cross the left elbow over the right. Inhale, reach the right arm up alongside the ear. As you exhale, take a side bend over to the left. Good. Inhale brings you back to the center, and as you exhale, gentle twisting. See if you can keep that chest lifted, okay? Inhale, come back to the center, both arms up, pull the belly under the spine, or under the rib cage, and rounding into cat pose. So C shape with the body on this first one, and then as you come forward, shoulder blades squeeze together, chest moves forward, and we're looking forward with the eyes. And exhale, rounding. Pull the belly in. Oh, that feels so good. And come forward again. And find your way to the center. Last time, sweep the arms up alongside the ears. As you exhale, right elbow crosses over the left. Just fingertips here wherever they're comfortable. Inhale, lift the left arm up. As you exhale, take a side bend. And then inhale, bring yourself back to the center, moving into the twist. You can use that front arm as leverage, pulling the knee towards you a little bit to get deeper. Inhale, one arm up, both arms up. And exhale, left elbow crosses over the right. Inhale, stretch the right arm up towards the sky and take a side bend. Good. Make sure you're bending to the side, not backwards, and a gentle twist over to the right. Good. And then inhale back to the center, one arm up, second arm up, and we're going to round into our seated cat pose. Fingers come to the knees. Inhale, look forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we're really starting to open the chest and stimulate the lymph in the armpit chest area. Good. And inhale, coming forward. And exhale, coming back to our comfortable seat. Good. So just for a moment, stretch your legs out, give them a little shake, and recross them the opposite way you just had them. Remember, you can put your paper towel rolls or your blocks under your thighs if you need that. Okay? Now we're going to take our fingers to the sternum here. So the sternum is a very important part of the anatomy, and under the sternum we have the thymus gland, and that's where your T cells are being manufactured. It's part of the endocrine system. So this is a little bit of a stimulation here, just a gentle tapping to wake that up. We want that area to be alert and helping us out. And then bring the hands together in front of the heart. On your next inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Now notice if you touched your nose on the way up, that means you need to move your heart more forward. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, stretch the arms out to the side, fingertips face up. As you exhale, you're going to bring the right arm forward, left arm back, and come into a twist. This is a little bit more vigorous twist than we did previously. Inhale, come back to the center as if you're pressing two walls away from you. And exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, bringing the palms in front of the heart. We're going to do that one more time. Make sure that the fingers go straight up, that your chest is in front of your nose. Good, and exhale, and we're going to try to keep that alignment, heart in front of the nose for the entire class. Reaching the arms out to the side. Once again, the right arm will come forward, the left arm will come back. And come back to the center. And twisting is very good for the nervous system, running alongside the spine, and for the digestive system, another important part of that immunity. Bring your hands back down. Good. All righty, stretch the legs out this time. And let's give them a little pat like we always do, going up and down the legs. And then alongside the thighs. And then just taking the hands into the kneecaps, tiger claw fingers, giving a little bit of a massage there, just to wake up those knees. When you massage areas of the body, it brings blood and increases the circulation in that area. So if you're feeling stiff, it's always nice to give yourself a little self-love, self-care there. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and flex your feet. Toes are going to pull back towards the shins. We're going to sweep the arms up again. And moving the heart in front of the nose, you're going to bend forward slightly from the waist. And then drop the hands down and slide, brushing the fingertips all the way up the thighs to the hip creases. Lymphatic massage. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Reach the chest forward in front of the nose. Once you get to your maximum stretch, you bring the hands down and slide the fingertips up all the way. High concentration of lymph nodes right up there in the hip socket. Let's come one more time. And exhale forward. Good. Pause here for just a minute. Let's take one cycle of breath here to get into those hamstrings. Knees can be bent if you need to. If you need to bend the knees, don't worry about it. And then slide the fingertips up. Good. And release it out. Awesome. All right, so let's come on to a hands and knees pose. I'm going to move my bolster out of the way, and I'm going to have my blanket. So you don't need to have a blanket. I like it just knees can be a little bit sensitive sometimes, so if that's you, go ahead and take the blanket. Moving my blocks out of the way. Remember, if you don't have blocks, you can always use paper towel rolls. You have to replace them every once in a while because they start to get a little soggy, but it's a nice option if you don't have the blocks yet. Okay, but I really encourage you to go ahead and order some blocks because they're super helpful. Spread the fingers wide. Look down at your hands and notice if the index fingers are making the number 11. On your inhale, you're going to look forward, sag your belly, and lift your tailbone. Cow pose. As you exhale, you're going to round and tuck your chin towards your chest, moving into cat pose. And I want you to move with your own breath flow here. Inhale. This is wonderful for the spine. And then as you exhale, rounding into cat. And I'm just going to come, if you see me coming towards the computer, I'm just checking in, see how we're doing. All right, everyone looks good. Let's do 2 more sets, please. Working with your own breath here. Exhale, rounding, pulling the belly to the spine. Last one, inhale, looking forward, sagging the belly. Feel the hips get really wide. Exhale, releasing down into the neck. Good. Now bringing yourself back to tabletop. Walk your hands up for a moment interlace your fingers and let's just give our wrists a little bit of relief, little figure eights with the wrists. I want to be conscious of giving your wrists a break. We're trying to strengthen all that, but if you need to come out and shake it out, go ahead and do it. You don't need my permission. Here we go into our Achilles and calf. Please stretch the right leg out behind you, okay? On an inhale, I want you to really push into that back heel. On an exhale, I want you to bend the knee almost to the floor. Keep a lot of weight in that foot. Inhale, straighten it again. And as you exhale, bend the knee. See, as you move your hips back, you're going to feel more stretch there, right? Inhale one more time. Try to stay on the big toe side of the foot. And exhale, bend it down. Really getting into that Achilles. Good. And then inhale, straighten it, and bring it back together to meet the other knee. Let's do the left side. Stretching it out. And then as you exhale, bend the knee towards your mat and put some weight into it. You can even push into the mat with your hands. Inhale, straightening the left leg. Exhale, bending the knee. Good. Let's do one more. Inhale, straightening the leg. And exhale, bending the knee. Good. And then last time, straightening. And bring the knees together. Once again, walk your hands up. Give it a little shake. And then we'll come back to our hands and knees pose. Okay, going a little bit further here. You're going to stretch your right leg out behind you. And this time you're going to lift it slightly off the floor. Okay? From there, see if you can reach your left arm out towards the front of your mat. Reaching through the right heel. This is core work. So pull the belly up towards the spine. 2 more breaths here if you can manage it. And then exhale, bring your hand back down and let the knee bend. Let's do the other side. Stretch the left leg out. Go ahead and lift it hip height. And then reach the right arm out. You could also just reach your right arm onto your block or your paper towel roll if you don't quite have the strength or energy today. That's okay. Really more about pulling this core up. Okay, core strength is important for the health of our spine. Keep breathing. And then bring your hand back down and bring your knee back down. Now we're going to come down onto our forearms for a minute. So even though we're on our forearms, I want you to make sure that your wrists are in front of your elbows. Okay? Knees are hip width apart. And on an inhale, you're going to go ahead and stretch your right leg out again. As you exhale, reach your chest forward a little bit. Look at the front of your mat. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift that right leg up on a diagonal, reaching through the heel. And as you exhale, bend the knee and pull it towards your nose. Inhale, stretch the leg out, look forward. Exhale, pull the belly in and knee towards nose. Let's try that again. That's really intense and fun. And exhale, pulling it in towards your nose. Beautiful work. Let that knee rest. Settle yourself back in the center. Stretch the left leg out, please, and lift that up. Look forward and move the heart in front of the nose. As you exhale, pull the knee in towards your nose. Inhale, stretch it back out again. Exhale, pull the knee. You can feel, it's almost like we're rounding into cat pose here. Stretch the leg out. Exhale, rounding. And stretch the leg out. Good. And bring the knees back down. Walk your hands back up. Let's give the wrists another little break. Shake it out. Whew, I know. This is why we come to class though, right? We wouldn't have done that on our own. I've got one more hands and knees pose for you here. So hopefully your wrists are still okay. You could always come up onto fists if that feels better to you. You're going to stretch your right leg out behind you, and you're going to roll the right heel down. That right hip's going to lift. The bottom foot's going to move back. Just track it back a little bit. Inhale, lift your right hand to your hip, coming into modified side plank. Then, if you can, stretch the right arm up towards the sky. If that doesn't feel good, just leave it on the hip. Try not to let the head fall off the cliff. We still have that string, that golden thread through the crown of our head pulling us forward. On an exhale, turn the palm down towards the floor and sweep the arm alongside the ear. And then inhale back up towards the sky. If you can, on an inhale, you're going to reach the arm alongside the ear and gently lift the right leg off the floor. And then exhale, hand goes back towards the ceiling. Let's try that one more time. If this doesn't feel good to you, just stay in the pose, lift the leg, and bring the arm back up. Last one, here we go. Arm alongside the ear, maybe lifting the leg, getting a nice stretch there, side body. Good. And bring the hand back down. Bring the knees back down. Come on up. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Let's do the other side. Coming to hands and knees pose. Stretch your left leg out. Good. Roll the left heel down. Walk the right foot back. Okay? And then on an inhale, turn your body. Bring your left hand to your hip. Remember, you can stay here the whole time. You can also just choose to rest or watch. Lift your left arm towards the ceiling. On an inhale, see if you can reach that left arm alongside the ear, and exhale, feel that lengthening. I feel it all the way in my hip. Now we're going to flow. Inhale, lift the arm up. As you exhale, the arm comes alongside the ear and the back foot's going to lift off the floor. Then put everything back. Arm reaches towards the ceiling, foot to the mat. And then reaching alongside the ear and lifting the leg. And back to position one. Last time, arm alongside the ear, reaching through the leg. Good. And then coming all the way back, hands to the floor, knees are together. Walk your hands back. And one last time, give them a shake. Excellent. All right, good. Monday is starting off very well. Pull the blocks towards you, please. So again, if you don't have the blocks, you're going to use your paper towel rolls. And we're going to have them pretty much under our shoulders, maybe just a tad in front of your shoulders. You'll know it when it's in the right place. You'll feel it. Okay? So go ahead and stretch that right leg out again. This time as you exhale, you're going to bring that between your blocks, okay? And then we're going to tuck the back toes, and you're going to come into a lunge position here. So we're going to do a little seesaw motion here. On an inhale, you're going to straighten your front leg. Good. And on an exhale, you're going to bend. Try not to let the knee go careening forward. You want to keep it over your front ankle. Inhale, straighten. And we're paying a little attention to that back foot. Okay, so we are on the big toe mound of the back foot, and the back thigh is facing the mat. Okay, so that means it's in an internal rotation. One more time. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend. Now I want you to pause here for a moment and take an inhale, move your heart forward. As you exhale, bend your bottom knee almost to the mat, but not quite. And then inhale, straighten it again, okay? Exhale, bending the back knee almost to the mat, but not quite. And then inhale, straightening it. Beautiful. One more time. Exhale, bending it down. Keep the heart forward in front of the nose. Exhale, straightening. And then this time, we will allow the knee to come all the way to the mat. And then you're going to bring the knees together, okay? You can shake out your wrists if you need to. Let's try that on the left side. So we're building up to a crescent lunge position, all right? Bringing that left foot forward in between the blocks. And if you feel it all wobbly, move the left foot more to the left. Tuck your back toes. Let's come into that lunge position. First, we're going to do our seesaw motion to stretch our hamstrings. Inhaling, front leg straightens or moves toward straightening. And exhale, coming into the lunge. Good. Inhale to straighten. Keep going. Exhale to come into the lunge. Inhale to straighten. And exhale to come into the lunge. Very good. Stay here for your inhale. As you exhale, bend the back knee almost to the mat. And then inhale, straighten that back knee. Good. Again, exhale, bending the knee towards the mat. And inhale to straighten. Let's do one more. You can feel the back of your leg working. And to straighten. This final one, you'll bend the knee all the way to the mat. And you're going to go ahead and bring the knees together. Good. Come up. Give your hands a shake. Excellent work. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Relax your feet behind you. Grab your left wrist with your right index and thumb. Lift up first and then take a little bend over to the right. Just a gentle half moon pose on our knees. Inhale back to the center. Switch your clasp to the other wrist. Right wrist lifted up. Right side body lifts up. And a gentle bend over to the left. Good. Come back to the center. Release the arms down. And once again, bring your hands to your blocks or your paper towel rolls. Inhale the right foot back. A little bit of a change here. You're going to exhale and bring that foot in between your blocks. Tuck your back toes and come into your lunge position now. And then on an exhale, bring the feet together so you're in chair pose, right between your block tower. Drop the tailbone and lift the chest. And then coming to Tadasana, stand all the way up. So if you look down at your feet right now, they should be parallel. And the outer edges of the feet are parallel with the outer edges of the mat. Sometimes we think our feet are parallel, but they're really slightly turning in or out. And since we build our yoga poses from the feet up, it's important to create that stable base. So look at your feet, and then bring your attention and your eyes back up, and just feel the feet. I want you to notice if you're rolling towards the outer edge of the foot, supination, or if you're rolling towards the inner edge of the foot, pronation. If you can, I want you to be pressing down on the big toe and lifting the arches. And so you can feel the even distribution of weight on the feet, not rolling outward or inward, but lifting up and grounding down at the same time. Open your palms and lift your chest in front of your nose. Take a nice full inhale and exhale here. Just feeling your feet. Okay, inhale, both arms up. See if you can bring your palms together. I want you to look up at your fingers today. So getting an upper body back bend. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands in front of your heart. So back to that feeling of the feet firmly pressed. Inhale, stretch the fingertips back up again. Get really, really long in your side waist. And then let's come to chair. Move the hips back. And you should be easily able to touch your block tower or your paper towel rolls. While you're here, look at your knees. Are the knees over the feet? And are the feet in alignment? Okay, fix that. Adjust, and then stand all the way up. And let's do just that much again. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, lift up. Exhale the palms to the heart. Good. Inhale, sweep the fingertips towards the sky, and then sit the hips back and come into that chair pose. Lifting the chest. Good. And then standing all the way up. You feel the feet pressing into the floor there, right? Good. Let's go a little further here. Inhale the arms up. Make this a sweet movement. Make it very, very filled with ease, but strength at the same time. Inhale, stretch the fingers up and come into your chair pose. Let's send the right leg back into a lunge position now. Take an in breath. As you exhale, you're going to go ahead and lower your knee to the mat. You're going to relax your back foot, and you're going to sweep your arms up into a cactus position. Good. Take an inhale, and as you inhale, lift your chest and lean back a little bit. And then as you exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. On your next inhale, open your arms to the side like we did in our seated vinyasa. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. Good. Take another inhale. As you exhale, come back to the center. Bring your hands to your blocks. Tuck your back toes, and let's come back into our crescent lunge position. Lengthen the back leg. You can feel that all the way to the thigh. Exhale, chair pose, lift your chest, and then stand all the way up. Feel your shoulders roll back and down before you start anything on the second side. Feel all four corners of your feet, especially the big toe, pressing down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the palms to the heart. Good. Inhale. Get really tall here. And as you exhale, the hips go back, excuse me. Lift your chest. Next inhale, please bring your left leg out as far as you can. You're going to exhale, you're going to bend your back knee and relax your back foot. You're going to sweep your arms up and then open to cactus. Take another in-breath, get broad through the collarbones. As you exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Then inhale, fingertips facing the ceiling, stretch the arms out to the side. This time we'll twist to the left. A little bit of a balance trick here. Amazing balancing. You can amaze your friends. Come back to the center. Good. Hands to the blocks. Tuck the back toe. Stretch the back knee. Inhale here. Exhale. Come back to chair pose. Lift your chest. Feel those strong thigh muscles. Press the feet down to stand up. Now this time I'm going to add another element. Stay where you are. As you're pressing your feet down, I also want you to imagine you're ripping your sticky mat in half with your feet, okay? So not only is there a downward pressure, but it's as if you were going to pull the mat apart with the outer edges of your feet, if that makes sense. So we're actively engaging all of these muscles in the inner thighs, just when we're standing, okay? So here we go, pressing down, big toe, arches are lifted, and then you feel up here, because ripping the sticky mat sideways, that active engagement of the thighs. Good. Inhale the arms up, look up, lift up. Exhale the palms to the heart. Inhale the arms up. Let's go back into our chair pose, coming into another flow here. Inhale the right leg back. Okay, now right now I'm going to give you an option. If you're feeling strong and stable today, you can stay up on the ball of your foot. If you think you're going to need support, you're going to put your ball of your foot down on the mat. Okay, so one of those two positions. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands up onto your front thigh. So again, you're either in crescent position, which is a challenging pose where you're just balancing on the back ball of the foot. If that feels unstable, go ahead and put your back heel down, and then you're in warrior one. Okay, so one of those two poses. I'm pressing down on my front thigh to lift my chest. Take a couple breaths there. Feel the integrity of the pose. The front knee may be a little wobbly, so try to keep it just tracking over that front foot, and then sweep the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms to cactus position. Feel your chest nice and open here. Inhale, lift up with the heart. Feel both sides of the body. And then exhale, look down, find your blocks, hands come to them. On an exhale, bring your feet together, take your chair pose. Good. Stand all the way up. Oh, crescent is a challenging pose. So I want you to listen to your body. If you need to put that heel down, don't hesitate. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, but it really gets the heart going, right? Here, inhale, stretching up. Coming into that chair pose, we know and love. Left leg stretches back behind. You have to make a decision. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, widen your feet apart. Back heel will either come down or you'll stay on the ball of your back foot and press that big toe mightily into the floor. You're going to walk your hands up. Now again, if this is challenging, you can just keep your hands on the block and work your crescent lunge that way. The more you press down on the front thigh, the more you can lift your torso. Good. When you're ready, if you're ready, sweep your arms up. Take a couple of breaths here. And then as you exhale, go ahead and open into cactus position. Maybe look up with the eyes. That takes some courage. Couple more breaths here. You're doing great. And then you're going to, when you're ready, look down, gently place your hands onto the blocks. Try not to collapse. Exhale, bring your feet together, come into your chair pose, and then stand all the way up. And take a breath. Good. All right, Monday coming in strong here. You're going to take your block towel or your paper towel roll to the other side of your mat now. So we'll all be with our props at the back edge of our mat. Go ahead and set that up. We've just got one more standing pose here. So let's open our feet about 3.5, 4 foot. You'll feel it again when it feels right. You'll know. You're going to stretch your arms out to the side. Good. And then from here, go ahead and rotate your right toes out. Okay, drop your left hand down and go ahead and bend into that front knee. So we're in Warrior Two position. I want you to go ahead and turn your front palm up, right palm up, and then see if you can reach those fingertips up towards the sky. So this back hand's just relaxing down. And even though we're curling this left side of the body a little bit, see if you can get some length by lifting your rib cage away from the top of your pelvis. Breathe here. That front knee is not probably bent all the way to a 90-degree angle, but it is bent. Good. And then see if you can lift your right fingertips up past your head a little bit. So a little more extension in the rib cage on the right side. Good. And then you're going to come all the way back to Warrior Two position. You're going to go ahead and straighten your front leg. And then you're going to look with your eyes to find your blocks behind your front foot. And you're going to reach your top arm up. You could also just support the base of your neck here, triangle pose. Good. Feel this back big toe pressing down into the mat. Feel that? We need to make that connection in our standing poses. Now feel the front big toe pressing down into the mat. Then, if you're able, reach your arm alongside your ear for a moment. We did this earlier in class. Oh, that feels good. And then come all the way back up. Use your muscles. Rotate the right toes forward. And then heel toe the feet together just for a moment so you can shake it out. Good. All right, everybody okay? I hope so. You guys are amazing. I love this class. 3.5 to 4 foot stance. Stretch the arms out. We are working all the systems today. We're feeling all the feels. Go ahead and rotate your left toes out. Go ahead and bend into that knee. Not all the way down to a 90-degree angle like we usually do because we're staying here longer. Let your back hand drop down to your thigh. Let your front palm turn up and turn your gaze in that direction. And then lift that arm up towards the ceiling. So first we're just noticing what's going on in the body. Can I uncurl my right side a little bit, lifting the bottom of my rib cage away from my hip, even though I'm bending? Can I press my back big toe down into the mat? And can I press my front big toe down into the mat? Can I continue to breathe? Can I notice the sensations of the breath in the body? And then can I reach my top fingertips past my head a little bit more? Good. And then come back to your Warrior Two position with your normal arms, straightening your front leg by lifting the thigh muscle. Use your eyes to find your blocks. And then you have options with this top arm. You can lift it up. You can keep your hand on your hip. You can support the base of your neck. Whatever feels best to you in this moment to help you feel this pose. Once again, I want you to press the big toes down, okay? If the big toes are not pressing down, then the foot's not going to be in a good position. Might be a little wobbly. You can also just look at the ground if your neck is getting it all fatigued here. Last option for the arm is to bring it alongside the ear. This is going to increase the intensity of the stretch, so only if you're really wanting to get into that top hip. Good. This is so good for opening up the intercostal muscles along the rib cage, which help us to breathe. We want to breathe deep. Come on up. Bending the knee slightly, turn the toes forward. And then just heel toe the toes back together. Shake it out. Very, very good. Okay, just a very simple balance today. So coming with the feet a little bit closer together, you're going to kind of move all of your attention onto the right leg. And we're going to just go ahead and lift. You can either just come to the toes here, or you're going to lift the left knee up till the left foot comes off the floor. And you can feel like all the little muscles in the foot are moving around. Hands are in front of the heart. Gaze is fixed. And now, for those of you who are feeling more stable, you can practice closing your eyes. This creates much more drama in the pose, and you'll probably eventually come out. Good. All right. So don't close your eyes if you're dealing with neuropathy. You want to have just your attention fixed on something. But if that's not an issue for you and you want to challenge yourself, you could try that. Here we go, other side. I've got all my weight over onto the left foot. I've just got the tips of my right toes. Hands come to the hips. And again, you can stay right here. You're still balancing. You still have all your weight on this one leg, or you can go ahead and lift it up. So what we're doing is we're building bone mass and muscle mass by using the weight of our own body and gravity. Breathing. Try to get some length in the side waist, even in this pose. And for those of you who are wanting a little challenge, you can go ahead and try to close your eyes, maybe even close them and open them again. But only if you're feeling really stable. I don't know, it's always easier on one side, right? Okay, good, that's enough of that. Go ahead and release that out and shake it. Awesome. All right, please have one of your blocks nearby. If you don't have a block, again, you could use a rolled up blanket or a towel. And then let's come and lie down on our mats. So take your time coming down. If you need to come down to hands and knees first, and then drop the hips to the side, whatever you need to do to make your way onto your back. Option to have a blanket under the head if you need it, okay? And once you get down there, let's open the feet wide and just let the knees touch for a moment in our knock knee pose. This is one of our really good chill out poses because it gives us a nice release in the lower back. Go ahead and take your hands to the top of your hips. And once again, I want you to notice the breath. Okay, we're not going to do that 3-part breath really, but just notice if you can feel the rise and fall of the belly and the hips. You won't feel the bones of the hips moving, but directing the breath into that area of the body. Good. Couple more inhales and exhales here, directing the breath to where you want it to go. So this is a great type of meditative breath awareness practice that you can do, and you can practice directing the breath to any area of the body that might feel a little tender or might need a little more attention. And again, this is a way of creating awareness, which is important for immunity, right? We need to know when we're feeling good and when we're not feeling ourselves. Okay, and then you're gonna heel toe your feet a little closer together, let your knees open, and bringing the soles of the feet together, let the knees open into Badakanasana, or almost like a butterfly position, okay? Place your hands on your thighs, if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can just leave your hands on the floor with your palms up. And then notice the difference in the two hips here. My left hip is always much crankier, so I'm probably not gonna go as far with that one, and that's okay, but I'm gonna now direct my attention into that area to see if I can release it a little bit. Using the exhale is where the relaxation starts to happen. Good. Couple more breaths. We're using gravity here just to open those inner thighs. Good. Now you can assist bringing your hands to the underneath part of your thighs to assist your knees to come back to the center. Widen your feet as wide as your hips, and go ahead and hook your right ankle over your left thigh in our figure 4 position. Take a couple of breaths here. I like to take my right hand to the right knee and press it away from me. You're going to keep your right foot nice and flexed. For those of you who'd like a little bit deeper stretch, you're going to go ahead and reach through and pull either the front of your left shin, or you can grab under your left knee. Left foot comes off the floor. So that's an option too. You're going to know right away if this is working for you or not. If this top knee starts to like dive over into your chest, then go ahead and go back to the first one. You're not going to be doing your knee any favors. This is a hip stretch, okay? It shouldn't have any pain or numbness or electrical sensations happening in the kneecap, but you will feel an intensity in the right hip. Good. Then you're going to release the foot from the thigh, and we're going to stretch the right leg straight. Right foot moves towards the ceiling. I've got my hands interlaced just behind my right thigh. Okay? If you feel like it, you can stretch the left leg out as well. You'll know right away if that feels good or bad. And then I want you to look up at your foot and notice, is it going over across your body? Is it opening out to the side? Try to center it, okay? So it's just above your eyes. Flex your toes back towards your heel. On an exhale, go ahead and bend your knee. Bring the heel towards your bottom. And then inhale, straighten it back out again. Let's do that a couple times. Exhale, bending. And inhale, straightening. Try to keep the thigh very close to the belly as you do this. And straightening. Good. And then wherever you are, see if you can let go and let your hands float down to the floor. Now see, my leg's starting to go that way again. I've noticed this over the weekend. I have this tendency for my right leg to drift towards my left. So I'm going to move it back out, find the integrity of the pose, and imagine that you were standing on your left leg and you were holding this leg up with a strap or your hand, and then you're going to let it open to the side. And I am going to gauge the descent by holding into it with my arm. Maybe it goes far, maybe it doesn't. And then inhale, bring it back up again, and then lower it all the way to the floor. And then just wiggle your feet for a moment. Let the legs inwardly and outwardly rotate. You can bring your hands back to your hips. Take a couple of breaths into the legs. So we've done an awful lot of work with the legs today, which is great. But we want to have that balance of strength and relaxation in the body. So that's why I continue to pause in between now and ask you to bring your attention to your breath for a moment. Breathing into the hips, noticing how the legs feel. Just for a moment, imagine that you have all the time in the world. What would that feel like? One of my teachers used to say, imagine that all the work you have to do on yourself is already done. How would that feel? Maybe it is. Bend your knees. Except for this figure 4 stretch. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Take your left hand, press the left knee away. Make a decision whether you just like to stay here or go into a further expression of the pose by lifting the right foot off the floor. If you find that your shoulders start to tense up and your neck starts to tense up, probably best to put the foot back on the floor, okay? So we don't want to close off the throat. We need to breathe. So a couple more breaths here, feeling that nice outer hip stretch. Okay, bring the right foot back to the floor, and then you're going to interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and go ahead and straighten the left leg towards the ceiling. Now, it may not straighten all the way. That doesn't matter. What you want to do is check with your eyes and make sure that it's not careening away from you, okay? Straighten the bottom leg if that feels good, or option to leave it bent. And even look at the foot. Is the foot pronating? Is the foot supinating like we were talking about when we were standing? Can you just keep the foot aligned with the shin? Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend it. Here we go, flowing in and out. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend. One more time, inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend, and then inhale to lengthen up, and you're going to let the arms float to the side. Check to make sure the leg is centered and inwardly rotated, and then taking your left hand to the outer thigh, control the descent as you open it up. Try to keep this bottom leg grounded, okay? It might want to lift off. That means you've gone far enough. Once you get to your maximum stretch, you're going to pause there for a couple of breaths. If you need to breathe out the mouth to help relax your throat, go ahead and do that. And then you're going to bring the leg back up to the center, bend the knee, and bring the foot to the floor. Go ahead and stretch it out. And now I want you to take a moment to locate either your block or your rolled up blanket. We're going to once again bend both knees. We're going to go into our supported bridge pose. So keeping your gaze at the ceiling, you're going to go ahead and lift your hips up. You're going to slide the brick or the block or the whatever you're using under your tailbone. And then just bring your arms alongside your body. Or if you like, this is what we've been doing the whole class, rest your hands on your hips. Okay, so experiment with those two. See which one feels right to you today. We're just going to be here for a couple of minutes. And I want you to get this nice inversion. Of course, you could always lift your legs up if you want a deeper inversion, but only if it feels safe for your neck, okay? Couple of breaths here. So when we do inversions, we get upside down. So many great things are happening for our immunity. We're reversing the flow of the blood and the lymph, and everything is moving towards the thoracic duct in the center of the body, that long lymph node where bacteria and viruses or any kind of mutant cells go to be processed out of the body. So we want to keep the lymph flowing in that direction as often as possible. Lymph only flows in one direction, toward the center of the body, for that very reason. And then really start to deepen your breath here. And you may even want to experiment with that 3-part breath, because it's easier to do when you're upside down. Belly, lungs, chest. And then back down again. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Breathing all the way up into the chest. Feeling the back of the head gently pressing into the floor to release the neck. And letting loose any gripping in the jaw. Very good. And then when you're ready, please gently lift your hips and remove your block. Slowly lower your tailbone to the mat. Go ahead and stretch your right leg out. Go ahead and stretch your left leg out. Turn your right palm up, turn your left palm up, and take your Shavasana, your final relaxation pose. We'll be here for a few minutes, and then you'll hear the sound of the chime to guide you out. Please take a full breath in and a full breath out. Gently start to move your fingers and your toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Go ahead and take a nice stretch through the arms and the legs like a morning yawn. Inhaling fully and exhaling out the mouth. And bend your knees, roll to the side. As you're ready, come up to seated. Take a moment to find a comfortable seat, if that means sitting up on a blanket or a block. And then we'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. Relax your gaze, maybe close your eyes, soften your face. And we'll close our practice with a single chant of Om. Relax and fill the lungs. Om. Thank you so much for joining me. Wish you peace and radiant health. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.